Nniitaraa is spellbinding, and that is by virtue of its spiritual state. Physically, we have our physical self, we have our internal spiritual being and state of rest, and so does a space. And that is where the intangibles come in, the shadows, the voids, and most importantly, the experiences to be had. The parameter was a rectangle. It's a Vastu compliant building, but what we do inside the building is our forte and our mandate. So we created two very dramatic curves to juxtapose the straightness and the lines that envelop it. And the drama of those curves, when clad with that shimmering, almost ablaze copper, is absolutely enchanting. When you enter Nniitaraa, you can't but be touched by the love that surrounds you, the connectivity and the materials that move in ways that address the level of detail, of thought, of calibration is immense and intense. The master bedroom revels in all this beauty, and the way that we've allowed for the master and the mistress of the home to enjoy everything that the light touches is by having a motorized blind. It operates by the touch of a button, and in an instant you can enjoy the entire expanse of your living room, and again, with the touch of a button, the privacy that you so desire. The master bedroom is quite the room in that it's a sculpture. It isn't a bed against a wall. In fact, it's a play on layers and levels of beautiful stone in a very interesting circular pattern etched into limestone and fabric. The headboards constantly juxtapose and create a sense of eternity. This is something which gets better with time. Ayush, the son's room, is a very significant design choice in terms of connectivity and material. The choice of material was very pertinent. It was a very beautiful granular stone, and the dialogue of connectivity, which I talk about, is also through material and tangoing spaces, stringing them together with a certain choice that allows for that narrative and that dialogue about connectivity to be reinforced. In this case, the headboard made in stone with platforms in the same material are then moved into the toilet, where the two sculptural basins are exactly in the same language. So this really says that this is one space, one collective unified room. His toilet defies all sense of convention in that it has the best viewing point of the entire house. As you see the water from his tap, which is actually anti-gravity, fall into the basin, which looks like it's virtually just a crack within stone, extremely minimally sculptural. He actually has the best vista, which allows for all of the heavens and the home to enter into his realm. Anvi's room is caressed by the hand of modernity with a take on the fairy tale, the modern princess, so to speak. The narrative of this room was extremely explicit. 2 frames in stone, in grey, with lines, geometric lines on them. One framing the bed in an L, and the other the basin. And then the ceiling, softening up the lines with this modern take on the cascading fabric for a modern princess. In a room which is so chic and yet does reflect her personality of wanting a room which makes her feel like she's in a fairy tale. As you ascend the steps, you're aware of the very textured concrete wall and slivers of the view that start to reveal themselves as you ascend. And when you do arrive, you're in the belly of the curve, this beautiful, sinuous, organic curve. Looking into the rectangle from a curved space, the way that those lines are framed is majestic and poetic all at once. These two layers of curves are very deliberately set apart from each other, pulled in on the second floor, drawn out on the first, so that from that vantage point of the bar, one can really see the two curves unravel, both in terms of the plan as well as the material, which is the elevation of it, the copper ablaze on the two sides from the outside and then steel from the inside. The bar is where I really think the entertaining is going to happen. A very modern amphitheater, again a take, an extrapolation on what would be a very conventional idea, but in a language that we believe is far more interesting and design-worthy. Just putting things together in a way that it reminds you of something you may have seen, but you're not even sure what that might be. You know your design has touched somebody's life when a photograph is sent by a client of a shadow that has moved him. You know that you've done something right when you get a call from a client saying that his space is so beguiling that it takes a very special invitation for him to leave, or that he can't wait to return from his office because he feels compelled to be this person that he never imagined. Our design isn't about just beautiful things or spaces. It's about behavioral patterns, about emotional landscapes, about feeling more than you would ever imagine possible.